Hey guys, it's Rhett from the Acre Wood Highlands. It is Easter weekend. Springtime is here. It's beautiful. The fruit trees are blooming. The grass is turning green. We got some of our stuff in the garden. And I'm out here this morning having some Blue Hill Highland coffee in my new South Central Highland Cattle Association coffee mug. Let's go check out the cows. We've been working on our garden beds. I planted 6 30-foot rows of potatoes in here yesterday. I had no idea I had that many seed potatoes, but I basically took up 3/4 of this garden bed with just potatoes. Hey chickens! Good morning, chickens! So I've been pretty fortunate in my career, my job, to have a little bit of flexibility in my schedule. It allows me to run the farm and also run a business. Doing the retirement planning, a lot of my clients are retired, and so they don't want to meet first thing in the morning. And the clients I have that are still working, they usually want to meet after they get off work anyway. So my morning routine around here on the farm is usually we get up, take care of Lucy, take her to school, and then I come home and usually have an hour or so where I can come out here and to feed the heifers, check the garden, take care of the chickens, and so it's a pretty nice schedule. This field that I'm standing in right now has kind of become our heifer pasture. It's a 18-acre pasture that I've gone through and fixed up the fences and tried to separate it from the other 100 acres that's over there where the rest of the cows are. And that's kind of important because we need some segregation in our fields, because we don't want our heifers to be bred until they're about 2 years old. Some other breeds of cows you can breed a little bit younger than that, but Highlands grow at a pretty slow rate, and so you need to wait until about that 2-year mark for their body size to get up to the right size before they can start having calves. If they are bred younger than that, they could potentially have problems calving. Maybe not, but it's safer to wait a little while longer. Another thing we wanted to segregate this field for is when it's time to put those embryos inside of our cattle, we need to have about a 60-day waiting period between when they have a calf and when we put those embryos in there. Well, right now, Momentous, our little bull, is out in that pasture with the rest of the cows. And when they have their calves, I don't want any chance of him breeding those cows again. So we've kind of gone through and worked on this fence quite a bit to help be able to segregate these cows away from the bull so that we can put the embryos in there and hopefully have good success with that. On the fences, on most of my property, there's 5-strand barbed wire. On some areas, there's field fence and barbed wire. I have had 2 different bulls get out through that barbed wire. White Walker got out one time into a pasture that had a couple of heifers into it, and I had a bull just recently get out and go into the neighbor's yard over here, and we just took the fence down, shook some cubes, and he came right back in. So it wasn't any big deal, but good fences are really important. However, if a 1,000-pound animal or more than a 1,000-pound animal with horns decides they want to get out, they can still get out. Good morning, girls. Ready for a little bit of feed? Hey, Emporia. Moose, you're not supposed to be in here. You're not supposed to be in here. Get out. Get. Go. Go. If you leave the barn door open around here, everybody just invites themselves on in. Ready for some breakfast, huh? Ready for some breakfast? You gonna let the little calves have any today? I'll be a bully moose. Okay, well, I've been trying to work on all these heifers with some halter time, but right now I've got 2 young heifers in here that were born on the farm last year, and I'm really 1 halter short of being able to have a halter on every one of these heifers. So I need to get another one of those rope halters, but Emporia here, she's probably got the most experience with halters, and she just kind of let herself right into this side. I think she thinks this is where I keep the feed, but over here, got Pepper and Moose. They're getting a little bit of time on the halter. They're not so bad putting it on, especially while they're eating. They don't particularly like it, but they're not that hard to get on. This little heifer right here is going to be going to a new home in Blanchard. We're excited for them to have us. They've got a young family and just getting started on cows and got a little farm. And so we were originally going to keep her. This is Penny's calf. A nice looking little heifer. We were going to keep her, but we decided we're going to go ahead and sell her to them. They're probably going to come in about a month to get her. But we are going to keep Snow Walker back here. We decided to call this little white one Snow Walker because our last bull, White Walker, was this calf's sire, and she's white colored like him, and so we wanted to keep her because of that. Neither one of these 2 are registered, but we're gonna go ahead and keep this one. She's kind of got a different kind of halter on. It's more a little bit like you'd see on a horse or a donkey or something, but it's smaller, and since she's smaller, we can put that on there and then leave it for right now and just clip on this rope each morning as she comes up to get some feed. So she didn't like it either, but she didn't like it too much either, but she's coming around. Yeah, it's all right. Moose, what do you think of that halter rope? I know you don't like it. You just want more corn. That's all you care about. More corn. So the South Central Highland Cattle Association is the newly formed branch underneath the American Highland Cattle Association in the areas of like Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri, kind of this area. But anybody in the United States can be a member. Right now we've got members from the East Coast to the West Coast and on up to Minnesota, and it's rapidly growing. Right now I'm serving as the secretary of that organization, and I'm pretty pumped to get my mug in the mail the other day to represent them. And one of the guys who started the association has also started his own coffee company. And so I ordered a little bit of the Blue Hill Highland coffee. He's got some awesome kind of play on words and history along with his cattle company and his coffee company. So it's pretty good stuff. Today's the first day I've been able to try it. I went with this Blue Hill blend. Blue Hill blend, but he's got the Grand Old Brew and decaffeinated and some funny names in there. But I wanted to encourage you guys to go look at the associations that are in your area, whether that's the South Central Association or some other area, and consider joining them, because in my opinion, those organizations are a great resource for people who want to raise Highland cows or are already raising Highland cattle. A lot of the organizations put out quarterly or semi-annual newsletters. They host different events, shows, sales, seminars. A lot of them have breeder directories, and the breeder directories are pretty helpful because right now it is difficult to find cows in my area. I think I'm getting 3 or 4 messages a week on Facebook, somebody asking me, where can I find cows? Do you have cows? And a lot of people are selling them at auctions, and the auction prices have just gone through the roof this year. And so it can be difficult to find, and whenever there's a big demand and high prices in anything, scams can follow it. And so It's always a good idea if you're looking to buy cows from somebody in another area to look them up on the associations and see, are they a member, or can you get any references from them? Are they legit? Recently, I bought 6 embryos from somebody who lived in Canada, and I will admit I was a little sketched out about sending a check to somebody in Canada that I didn't know. And so I reached out to some of the other members of ACA, and turns out a lot of people knew him, had shown with him and stuff, and so it made me feel a lot better that I wasn't just sending a check off to get scammed. So the associations, at least the South Central Association, is $30 to join for the year. And it's a newly formed organization, so we're working right now on our first ever spring get-together for members. And then hopefully later on in the fall, we'll have a lot bigger event. But the goal with this organization is to bring these breeders together to be a resource, an education source for people in this area to get to know one another and have the resources available to learn the information that they need to know about Highland cows. Because in my experience so far, a lot of people that I have sold to and a lot of people who reach out to me, they're looking at getting their very first Highland cows, or maybe their first cows ever. And so the association members that I've met are super friendly, super helpful, and have been there to answer questions when I've needed it. So this wasn't the first kind of cows I've ever raised, and I was a member of FFA and had shown other animals, pigs, we had sheep, we had commercial cows all my life growing up, but I was new to this breed, and I've only been raising them now this is my 3rd year. And so it is super helpful to have people out there that you can reach out to and ask questions. What do you do about lice? What do you do about flies? If you're not a member of these groups on Facebook, almost every day somebody poses a really good question about, I have this issue with Highland cows, what do I do? And the responses are overwhelmingly helpful from people all across the country who are just glad to see people raising this grand old breed and are willing to help. So join those associations, join those groups on Facebook, and that will help you find the cows you're looking for and answer those questions that you have about this breed. If you're in the South Central area, I'd highly encourage you to join our association. It's growing. We're going to have some big things coming up in the future, and I think it's going to be a good association in our area. I'm going to leave a link down to our website down below, and go check that out. So Snow Walker here, we've been working on halter training a little bit, and I've kind of got 2 different kinds of halters I use on the calves. One is more of like a permanent, like a horse halter almost, is the way I thought of it. And we've got this purple one on Snow Walker right now, and it's one where I can clip on a lead rope and take it off. The other kind is more of a rope halter that tightens as they pull against it. And that probably is a little bit better of a halter training rope, because the goal with this is that we're going to put that rope halter around their face and tie them to a post for an hour or so. And as they pull against it, it will tighten up and they'll learn not to pull so hard on it. But Snow Walker here, we put the other one on her just because she's so little still right now. She's about 6 months old and she's tiny. So we put this little purple halter on her, and whenever she comes in to get some cubes, I try to slip that rope on her so I can get up next to her and brush on her or pat on her. And she doesn't like it much, but she's made a lot of progress, because the first time I put the halter on her, she went nutso. You old dog, you're scaring the cows. You're scaring the cows. What do you think of that halter rope on her? She don't like that too much, does she?
No.
She doesn't like the dog either. And you're in pretty bright colors. Hey, that's cow food, not dog food. Don't eat that.
Snow Walker's doing good.
Yeah?
Just, she got herself caught.
Yeah. She'll get unstuck in a second.
Did you have to run?
I had to sneak up to her and grab her halter. Here, get up for a second.
Was that hard?
Yep.
Did it kind of scare you?
A little bit. So guys, thanks for watching. If this is your first time finding our videos, please subscribe to our channel. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram by searching 100 Acre Wood Highlands. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video. You little bird. You're getting there. You're getting there.